funnier than you? And are you about to be replaced? I'm talking to comedians, writers, entertainers who are sitting back today and who feel that writing or creating comedy using AI is cheating. So I want to discuss all of this with you today, and I want to discuss with you the importance of adopting AI immediately and how we can ensure that you, as a comedian, as a writer, as a performer, are able to turn your passions into profit and able to thrive in an AI world. Okay, so today I want to really look at the impact AI is having on us as performers, as writers, and what we can do about it to ensure that we're not left behind, basically. So if you are watching this live, I want you to tell me in the comments, do you use AI and do you consider AI to be cheating if you are a comedian, a creator, a writer? Do you feel that AI is cheating? Okay. Now, I want to discuss with you ways that AI is great for what we do as creatives, as entertainers, as performers, as writers, and the way that it's not so great and where it could improve. So the other day, I paused due to poor connection. Okay, so the other day, I went to a meetup with a big editor, commissioner, for the BBC. And I was speaking to her about, she was giving us all basically a whole bunch of comics, a lecture about what commissioners are looking for and what editing commissioners for television are, what sort of scripts they want and what they're looking for. And I asked her a question where I said, how do you feel about the role of AI in comedy? And she said to me that if she receives a script that is completely done by AI, she considers that majorly to be cheating, and she doesn't want any scripts that are done by AI. And a part of me, because of all the AI research I've been doing and the way I've been working with AI as a comedian and the way that it has been able to absolutely automate so many processes as a comedian that I didn't even think that I needed in order to run a successful business as an entrepreneurial comedian, as somebody who earns money from her craft, from her comedy. I didn't agree with what she said. And the reason I didn't agree with what she said is because I can kind of see from listening to all these AI podcasts and from learning about AI and working with AI, I can see where AI is moving. And if we do not adopt AI and start working with AI, it's going to take our jobs and we're at threat, even though we are comedians, performers, and entertainers. Okay. Now, I wanted, if she answered my question and she said she thinks that AI is cheating, but I want to challenge that by saying that if you are able to prompt and work with AI to a point of getting your script, your writing, your joke writing to a point that it is able to draw on your heartstrings and tell next level stories and set up a structure for you that is coherent and that, really takes your writing to the next level, good on you. We need to think of AI as something that can enhance our writing. So if you are writing a pitch for a sitcom, okay, or if you're writing a sitcom script, or if you are writing something that needs to be commissioned for television, and you are able to prompt to a point of perfection. And what I mean by that is it takes your funny, your comedy, your authentic voice and makes it even more hilarious and punchier, and really allows your storytelling to be that much more felt and effective and meaningful. Oh, incredible. To that, I say yes for you. That is how we should be working with AI. So, if we are writing for television, do we want to say to AI, write me a complete script, that is around this comedic character in this comedic setting, blah, blah, blah? No, because the AI, in terms of joke structure, is not nuanced yet. And what do I mean by not nuanced? Is the AI can study Dave Chappelle, and it can study the patterns and see the repeat patterns. And eventually it will be getting much better. But at the moment, it can study Dave Chappelle. It can create comedy based on those patterns. But even the punchlines and, the feeling behind the joke is not there because the AI is not nuanced yet. Yet being the main word. Okay. Now, where this is an incredible thing is we can use the AI to create and give ideas and give ourselves ideas, whereas before, when we were creating comedy or we were creating sets or we were creating our one woman show, we would have to either do that in a writer's room with other real life writers, and you'd have to find a community of people who are willing to sit down with you and write those jokes with you. Whereas with AI, we now can generate ideas and generate punchlines instantly. Okay. And those punchlines are data driven, which means that we can study Dave Chappelle's patterns and we can say, give me 10 jokes in the style of Dave Chappelle, for example. Okay. But where the artistry and the magic comes in is we need to be able to discern from the punchlines that AI has given us what is funny, and how do we craft the punchlines, or how do we craft the jokes that AI has created to make them nuanced and give them feeling and give them meaning and give them performance. Okay, so the AI will give you punchlines that are technically correct jokes. Okay, so the discussion point comes out here where we say the AI can give us these technically correct jokes, but it lacks the lived experience, it lacks the cultural nuance, it lacks the vulnerability that makes for great comedy. So how do we work with AI generated jokes? How do we work with AI punchlines, with AI comedy, to enhance what we've got by adding the human element? This is how I want you to start thinking of AI and start working with AI as a comedian, as a writer, as a joke teller, as a content creator, and even as a corporate. If you are using comedy in your messaging to hook your audience, to convert your audience into loyal fans, to generate more sales, you have to be thinking along these lines as well. So even if you're not a comedian, you've got to be saying, okay, cool, AI comedy is not where it needs to be. How do I work with the AI to make sure that it is funny, it is real, and it is human? because what is going to stand out in a world of AI and where everything in the future is going to be, or most things in the future are going to be generated in some way by AI. What is going to set us apart is the human advantage. So we need to start thinking, what is so brilliant, genius, amazing, wonderful, unique about me, my lived experience, my humanity, that I can bring to these jokes, that I can bring to the writing, that AI cannot do. Another thing I want to talk about is how the industry is shifting in terms of the fact that writers' rooms are shrinking. Okay, so the real threat here is that studios and producers are experimenting with these AI assisted scripts. So what this is doing initially is this is saying, right, we don't need any more junior writers. We don't need idea generators, because the AI is able to come up with the ideas, and they're able to come up with, basic comedy. Now, let's get the big dudes in. Let's work with the big writers where they can add the humanity, and bada bing, bada bong, we've got the jokes that are working. Okay, so already we are seeing a decrease in the number of junior writers, in the decrease in the number of idea generators. Okay, so what we are facing here as comedians, as automators, as comedy writers, is we are facing the problem of automation. Okay, so we have to start justifying our human value more than ever. And that is what is going to set us apart. So instead of being replaced, we need to think how writers, editors, directors, storytellers can use AI as a tool. Hello, Vicky. Hello, Wazzy. Hello, Talent Beauty Studio. Hello, Malu. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So the other thing I want to talk about, which is so relevant and so important, is the fact that AI cannot bomb. Now, for those of you who have been joining me for my lives, and we've been talking and we've been going all in on, failure and what it means to fail, and how you can learn how to fail like a comedian, because the better you get at failure, the more agile you are, the more likely you are to learn how to bounce back. And that is something that AI doesn't have. AI cannot bomb. And that is the problem. So because AI doesn't take risks, and it doesn't evolve from failure, it doesn't push boundaries, what's going to start happening is the AI is going to is able to write really vanilla content. And that vanilla content is going to be optimized for likes, and for algorithms, and for engagement, not for laughs. Not for laughs. Okay, so the element that is missing in this whole experiment is the liveness of it all, the performance of it all, the failure. So what I want to encourage you as a comedian, a writer, a performer, even in your job, okay, for those of you who are watching who are in corporate, how do you fail more? I heard this brilliant thing, which they were saying, like, in an age of AI, what's really going to become sexy and stand out to the masses is the spelling mistake. Because it's going to show our humanity. It's going to show, oh, this is real. This was written by a real person. Okay? So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to embrace the bomb. And embrace, what I mean by that is embrace the failure. Embrace the unpredictable element of comedy, or the unpredictable element of what you do, that is going to allow you to fail and to grow and to learn, because AI is not going to be failing. And that human element, that human advantage that you have is what is going to set you apart. So if you are watching this as a creative who doesn't know what their superpower is and who is trying to emulate somebody else in comedy, and the reason why I say that is because for so long that is what I was doing. I was trying to be like Sarah Silverman, and I was trying to be like Chelsea Handler, and I was trying to be like Dave Chappelle, and I was trying to be like Trevor Noah and all my comedy heroes. And what I realized is I'm doing myself a disservice because I'm not like them. I'm not like them. And while I was trying to be like them, I was completely cuck. I really was. I was so terrible. I was so shit. Okay? And the moment I discovered my unique brilliance, my unique voice, my unique genius, and I leaned into that wholeheartedly, and I was willing to do whatever it takes to become so good at me that no one could ignore me. And that meant loads of failure, loads of getting up there under the hot lights in front of hundreds of people, thousands of people at a time, being vulnerable and failing to get good at me. That was my advantage. And that, in a world of AI, is going to be your advantage. So, to wrap things up today, I want to encourage you to not avoid AI, to not think of AI as cheating, but to think of it as a tool that actually can enhance our humanity. And the more we lean into our human advantage, the more we lean into our unique creative genius and our unique voice, and the more we use AI as a tool to automate the back end and enhance our voice, enhance what is special and unique about us, and go out there and fail and fail and fail and fail and bounce back from that failure, the better we are going to do in the next 2, 5, 10 years. We're going to be living on a totally different planet. And as I say, if you think AI is cheating and you are not working with AI as a comedian, as a writer, as a performer, or in corporate, you are going to be left behind, my angels. So for those of you who are saying to me, Claudine, how do we delve deeper into AI? How do we start learning how to work with AI? I am running a 5-day challenge. And on for those of you who want to come to the challenge, it is completely free to sign up, where I'm going to be teaching you how to turn your comedy into a career, how to turn your passions into profit. But specifically for AI, those of you who upgrade to VIP, you are going to get an extra bonus day with me, where we are going to be going deep into how to work with AI to enhance your systems, to automate the back end of your comedy, to punch up your comedy, to punch up your sets, to use it as a tool that makes you better at what you are currently doing and makes you faster and makes you stand out in the game. I want you guys to sign up for VIP. Now, I have limited spaces for VIP because VIP are going to be getting a lot of extra attention from me. So I'm going to put a link in this live, in this chat, and I want you to share this link with whoever you feel can benefit from this AI training, whether they are a comedian, a writer, a performer, an entertainer, or somebody in corporate who is not yet using AI and totally terrified of AI. They too are going to benefit tremendously from this training. So if you are looking to up-level your game, and if you are so sick and tired of living feast to famine as a content creator, as a comedian, as a performer, as a writer, I need you to show up to this challenge and show up to VIP so that you can get that extra AI training as well. Angel Doves, I hope this has been hugely impactful. And until tomorrow, remember to stay hilarious. Adore you. Bye, Angel Doves.